known Mr. Preston since last year?
I've known Mr. Preston for about 8 years.
I've known Mr. Preston since 7th grade Bible.
When he introduced himself, he said his claim to fame was he hired Elaine Heath to be the secretary.
I have known Mr. Preston since 1981. He hired me to be the receptionist out at the Fall Creek building.
He was my principal when I was a student here at Liberty. But back in the early 80s, he looked a lot different, and if you look back, it will look funny.
Mr. Preston has impacted me in a lot of ways that I'm probably not even aware of, but mostly it's the knowledge that he brings to the Bible and how he has increased my faith and how I can protect it.
He knows how to encourage people and to make them feel like they're worth something, you know, and I think that's what Jesus did too when he was here on earth.
He helps me succeed in like all areas of life, especially in spiritually, you know. Even in this past weekend, he, you know, really encouraged me to be the spiritual leader that he believes that I am, and I didn't really believe that until he really told me.
Well, every conversation, everything deep theological he discusses with us helps broaden my horizons and help me give myself a chance to defend myself.
I love seeing how he shows how he loves God. I love hearing him sing in chapel.
His love for God, because his love for God is so evident, and it's so evident to everyone he comes in contact with.
Bob is so Christ-like that there is no other word for it.
Something that's really inspired me is how humble he is.
He epitomizes who Christ is. I can see Christ in him.
As a superintendent, as a head of school, you look for teachers that are examples to other teachers. He is a great example to all of us of what we need to aspire to become.
I think he sets a very good example in that he's always has it on his mind to be godlike.
If I need to check myself on my thinking or a situation, I depend on him. I go to him in private and get his counsel, and every time it's been right on.
It happened yesterday, actually. I was sitting in my chair normally, like I do every day, and then he came up and I asked him what fruit he was eating, because who doesn't ask that? And he said it's an apple. And I was like, well, you ate the whole thing. And he said, yeah. You didn't know that the seeds actually help you with fighting a certain type of cancer. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And then he shared a story about how his friend died from eating too many apple seeds. So I'm not sure why he was eating them.
Bob and I banter back and forth, and we were at a faculty meeting, and he wasn't hearing what the person was saying, and he wasn't understanding because he wasn't hearing. And so I said it really loud at him, and he said back at me, well, okay, I just wasn't hearing what she was saying. And I said, well, I know it's because you're old and you can't hear. And half the people in the room were like, mouths gaping open, thought we were yelling at each other and thought we were angry at each other. And it was so funny because that's just how we interact.
He gave me this tie right here. Another awesome tie. And now I can try to dress and be like Bob Preston.
I could definitely say that our class has been the class that has made him bang his head against the chalkboard probably more than any other class ever.
He has his head on the chalkboard.
He has his head on the chalkboard.
He bangs his head on the chalkboard all the time.
When someone did forget their stuff in class and he slammed his head against the board, that is terrifying.
The first time you go into his class and he hits his head on the wall, everyone like freaks out. It's like, what?
He hits his head on the chalkboard.
It's always exciting when he headbutts the wall.
Oh, Bob, you crazy old man. I'm surprised your head's still on as much as you're banging against that wall.
If I could describe Mr. Preston in one word, it would be encouraging.
Compassionate, loyal,
Wise.
godly,
Humble.
Faithful.
Genuine.
Mr. Preston, I appreciate you a lot and I love you, and I'm thankful that you're still teaching at Liberty.
Happy birthday. I don't know, you're like, what, as old as Methuselah now? Like 900 something? And you're still here? Kudos to you. I love you. I think you're amazing. And keep doing what you're doing, because awesome at it.
Thank you so much for being so kind to me and for believing in me and for believing in everybody here.
All right, Mr. Preston, you're 1 year older, but that's okay. I hope you have a lot more birthdays to come. And I'm glad that you were with me for my entire middle school and high school career. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Mr. Preston. Happy birthday.
Thank you for your legacy. Thank you for the seeds that you have sown into Liberty Christian School. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy birthday, and your greatest days are ahead of you.
Mr. Preston, thank you for everything that you've done over the past 30-some years. And I appreciate what you're doing now, even with my daughter and all the current students that you have, and you have been a huge blessing to the Liberty family.
Sweetheart, you're my favorite teacher, and I think you're the best at what you do. And I'm so thankful that the Lord has given you to me, and thankful for all the things you've taught me over our 46 plus years of marriage, and for your enthusiasm to teach as many people as possible who Jesus is and what it can mean in your life.
Happy birthday, Mr. Preston. You've changed my life, and I thank you for all you've done for me.
Hope you have the best birthday ever, and thank you for impacting my life long past high school.
Happy birthday, Mr. Preston.
Mr. Preston, thank you for being my mentor, my friend, my person to go to when things are going well and when things are not going well. And I just want to wish you a feliz cumpleaños.
Happy birthday, Mr. Preston.
Happy birthday, Mr. Preston.
Happy birthday, Papa. I love you.
Happy birthday, Mr. Preston. Really grateful for you.
Happy birthday, Mr. Preston. Thank you for being someone that I can look up to and someone that I can trust and know I can always come to.